Welcome, everybody, to our Friday night CEA Seeds matchup. We are in the losers bracket for Invite League, and we're going to have Rutgers University versus Colorado University at Boulder. And this is going to be an exciting matchup. I'm here joined with Bonsai. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I just had Chipotle, and I am excited to get into this match.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty high stakes game. I mean, we're playing for one of these teams to move on to the quarterfinals for the lower bracket to move on in our playoff season, and the loser team unfortunately is going to be knocked out of playoffs, and that's not what you want to see if you're a fan of either of these teams. But if you're home watching, it's going to be a good game, and I'm excited. I have not seen these teams play all season, so I'm excited to see how these teams have grown from the previous seasons and really both come out swinging on Cafe, which will be our first map, I believe.
Yes, it
was Boulder's pick.
Yes, with Rutgers defending first. And I have only seen, I think, Rutgers play once this season, but I have played against them in the past with a different lineup. But this lineup that I've seen, at least so far this season, they've been a pretty strong team. Unfortunately, I think the team that I saw them go up against was... I can't remember, it was so long ago, but it has been definitely an awkward start to this postseason for both these teams, as I believe it was Colorado Boulder that just came off of facing Akron Gold. So definitely one of the strongest teams you could get in your first draw, so kind of unlucky on that spot. But I'm definitely interested to see how Cafe goes, as Cafe is one of those maps where you can have a lot of different strats that you can flex, especially on the lower floors rather, where you can just do vertical play for days, and that's really how you want to get into those sites. So sites like Reading Room and Kitchen and all those sites, really viable way to get into those sites is just do it from above. And we'll be getting into the game right now, actually. And what do you think the bans are going to be here, Dope?
I know whatever I say won't get banned will definitely get banned. But
Exactly, Caster's Curse.
Yeah, we've seen Cafe played a lot here at CEA after the rework a bunch of seasons ago, and Thatcher is a pretty common ban here, even after his nerf with the new season. I'm expecting to see him be banned here from Rutgers, which is probably going to be our first ban coming out. Yes, I called something Thatcher, right for once.
That was totally sane. That's one of the most standard operators you ban pretty much universally. Regardless of he's in his nerf state, like he's not nearly as OP as he used to be with those EMP grenades, where it's you kind of just wipe an entire area of just gadgets and generals. Now it's I think they just disable them for the most part now. It doesn't actually delete them, but definitely an operator that deserves a ban. And following up is Jackal, more of a niche ban in my opinion. It's obviously default ban inside of ranked, but one of those things that you do often see inside of the bans. And here, no one's surprised here to see Mira pop in to get banned. She is just a little bit of a nightmare to deal with on most of these sites, especially on the upper floors with that cigar hole that you can pull off with those Miras. But last ban, I think, personally, is going to be either like a Wamai or a Malusi. Maybe I'll be wrong. It might be Valk. Oh, Malusi. Okay, I was right. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like both these teams are really picking, as you said, standard bans for the most part. I think the Mirror ban and the Thatcher ban are by far the most standard you see here, just because they both really transform how both teams play. Sure. Malusi, even though she's somewhat new in terms of she just got into CEA this season of play, she has been pretty impressive in terms of with her Banshee gadgets, being able to slow down and give some cues for the roamers and sometimes the anchors on where the enemy team is. That Jackal ban is going to be nice. It's going to protect the roamers when Boulder gets to defense. They're going to not have to worry so much about that Jackal finding their fingerprints or feet prints. It's really all the same. Regardless, we're going to third floor bar, cocktail lounge, and this is by far the strongest site on the map. We're going to see Alexis K from Colorado. Think about what they're going to go in. They're going to go with Yana here, and we have a pretty solid lineup from both teams. This is going to be a pretty utility-heavy match first round.
Yeah, for sure. And especially with Bar being the first site you go to, like, most people don't actually decide to take it from the bottom. It's usually people trying to take Cigar Control, moving into either Balcony and then possibly even Freezer. But definitely probably going to see with the lines that they have on the side of Colorado Boulder, going to be some very, very strong, I believe, Cigar and Piano Control coming in here for both those teams, trying to get those walls opened, especially with the amount of hard breach they took with the most pretty much hard breach you can get, which Thermite there. Just the 2 exothermic charges, but that also does open them up to get a little bit flanked a little bit, because he does have a long time it takes to actually get that Thermite charge down and blown through a wall. And the only counter so far for that is the mute of Parmesan and also just the Maestro cams, but we will see if that actually plays into it at all, or if it's just going to be a clear out from below.
Yeah, right away we see some good drone plays there, as we saw Colorado save some drones outside, because that's, you know, a second life. One drone can save you from going into an angle that's already being held. We're going to start off here. They have a sledge, and they're most likely going to get hatches open here, especially with Arctic running that super shorty. Secondary on Gridlock. We're going to see some drones coming out from Olvin on the red stairs, but Parmesan is going to get milk. First kill of the game is going to go to Rutgers.
Yep, and that's a pretty strong player to get off the field really early on, with the sledge, just so much potential gone in terms of soft breach. Which, granted, the soft breach may have already done its job with the demolition of the hatches, but definitely something you want to keep alive, as he still does have those frag grenades and that very, very powerful L85 and SMG-11 combo. But you also just don't want to be losing people this early on in general, as I think he died right before the 2-minute mark, but right as we say that, Heckle gets it right back, puts it down on the No Way, breaking down into a 4v4 now.
Yeah, for both these teams, the operators are down, have done their jobs for the most part. You know, the loss of frags from Milk is going to be a little bit unfortunate for them, but for the most part, Milk and No Way have already done their jobs in terms of their utility. We're having a little bit of a roam contest here, as Grasshopper is currently sitting close to Heckle. It's going to be close, but Lex is going to pick up Abnell, as Grasshopper is going to find Heckle, putting them up at a 3v3 scenario with 1 minute 15 left in the round. Alexis is going to fire some shots, but not going to land enough to get the kill. Grasshopper is left at about 40 HP, and the frag is going to go out from Alexis. Parmesan is currently sitting right there. Is going to go around, is going to go for the shot with... Not going to miss, or not going to hit, my bad. But we'll have the C4 to try to contest this angle.
Yeah, and it was really, really close there for the live of, I believe that is the Iana on stairs, or not Iana, Jaeger on stairs. It got really, really close, but Grasshopper will clap back onto Alexis K, making sure he gets back on the ground. Give him a little revenge for the amount of damage he got put down earlier on. And now we are in a 2v3 situation with 2 people on the side of Rutgers, very, very low, about half HP collectively. But it's getting into crunch time here as one actually starts charging in. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Olvin gets taken down with ease as Parmesan puts the smackdown on him with an SMG-11, and now it's just all up to Arctic here, as he has 18 seconds to get the fuser or kill 3 people, and right now it's not looking like much of either is happening, as the shotguns in Freezer right now will absolutely demolish him and spray his innards across the back wall, giving them round 1.
Yeah, I believe we had Parmesan and Grasshopper both getting double kills for Rutgers, so good showing from the Rutgers team there. Colorado fell a little bit short there. They kind of ran into some trouble, especially when they lost their Ash on that second floor by Reading Room, with Grasshopper getting the kill on the roam. They're going to have to be a little bit more careful this time as they approach. We're going to go down to Reading Room Fireplace Hall on the second floor, and looks like a very similar lineup coming out here from Rutgers and also from Colorado. Not too much change.
Definitely not too much change. Although we do see the swap out of the Alibi in favor, I believe, of the Wamai. Oh, nope, never mind. In favor of the Smoke, which I do agree with. Alibi is much, much more of an aggressive pick you want to have on a defense. It's more for a roam factor, which the roam factor got shut down pretty handily last round and just didn't really pan out, I think, the way they wanted it. But it did come down at the very end to just holding those angles, and with the addition of that extra shotgun in the smoke and just the pure denial that you have in the smoke canisters, you're going to have a much easier time, in my opinion, actually holding down those sites.
standard hold, I'd say. It seems like a lot of teams that play the site really like to extend to third floor. And that's where this Jackal ban is going to hurt Colorado a little bit, because Jackal's going to allow you to track roamers that rotate from this third floor hold to the second floor site. And you're going to be able to get a lot of vertical gameplay off that. But not having that Jackal available, it's going to be a little bit of a detriment. Not enough to cost them the game, but they're going to have to play around not being able to track and wall bang through the floor, or floor bang, I guess you could say. But we are going to get into the round here. We're going to have Ulven holding the diffuser. Looks like the team's going to start from the third floor roof and make their way down to the second floor.
Yeah, and really interested to see if the removal of the, I believe last round we had the Yana, and we actually swapped it out for Zofia this time around. So I'm curious to see if the additional soft breach actually does anything here. As with the hard hold that they're going to see on this top floor here, it's going to play really hard into how those aggressive operator picks go flowing into both the opposition and the site itself, as they really need to clear out this top floor if they're going to have any chance of getting into the site below.
Yeah, Abnel is holding that standard spot with that deployable shield. It's going to be looking towards Alexis. Alexis is going to try to take some shots off, but it's not going to land. They have a drone nearby, and they're going to opt to take that into piano room and try to get Abel out. But Heckle is going to pick up Grasshopper. That's the first kill of the round. Go to Colorado this time, but Parmesan is going to respond by taking down Heckle. It's back to a 4v4 with the standoff not gaining any ground for either team on that third floor. As I say that, Milk is going to take down No Way, and Arctic is going to respond by taking out Abnel. It's down to a 4v2 in favor of not anymore. It's a 3v1 with Rutgers just up with their Maestro. Kazakhan is going to drop down the second floor, hoping to clutch out the round for the team.
And definitely, we got the plant going down from Milk. The plant will go down. He knows that there is at least one person inside of that fireplace area, but he doesn't know. Oh, now he does. There's one inside of trains right now. Pre-fires it out, but doesn't actually get anything in response. The diffuser has about 30 seconds left, so he still has plenty of time to work with, and low HP on Ulven, so he could bring it down very, very quickly. Oh, but the sledge will flank from the below and finish out the round, giving Colorado Boulder their first round of the match.
Yeah, that's going to bring us to a 1-1 tie after round 2. Moving on to round 3, I'd expect that Rutgers might not go second floor again. I would not be surprised if they went back down to, or not back down, but yep, go down to kitchen service, kitchen cooking, another very common site. They're going to bring the Goyo this time, which is not a pick they've ran quite yet. Colorado is going to stick with the same loadout so far. It seems like that worked very well for them this previous round, as they won with a pretty commanding lead once they got some early ground.
But we will actually see the addition of a Goyo here, so really trying to figure out what they want No Way to play. He's played 3 different operators over 3 different rounds here, and I'm very curious to see if this is a thing that he's going to be doing every time, or if he just picks a different operator every time, or if he's just going to be having eventually one operator he settles on. But definitely I think that the Goyo is a good pick for this side, as they are doing the strat where you open up freezer wall on one side, reinforce it on the other, and then put the Goyo shields there. You hold one person inside of Christmas and then one person also inside of freezer, so if anyone comes in there, they can still play that shield looking towards down into freezer corridor, into that door where most people actually come in from that spawn side. And it's a very, very strong strat. It just comes down to how you actually manage to pull it off. And I think that what we've seen so far, they do have the ability to pull it off. I think it's just a matter of how is Rutgers going to be able to actually respond to this.
Yeah, we're going to see that Goyo shield, as you said, put down there. And it's looking like we're going to see, as you also said, a pretty standard approach here. We're going to have Milk start to drone in. He's going to get shot at just a little bit. We got 2 drones coming in. They're going to spot the shield and the operator there. Rutgers is holding that spot with their life. Looks like Milk is going to opt to go with the team, try to go in from above on that second floor. Is going to pop the window into fireplace. Looks like they're going to go in and start to gain some ground as quick as possible.
And with that fast entry, they already have pretty much the entire second floor to themselves. They have plenty of space to actually start flexing this vertical play that really isn't necessary to actually do this site. But there is a Goyo inside of Christmas Tree, and Alexis K did just alert him to the fact that she is there. I'm calling it she because it's Ash, and I could not think for a hot second. But We will see Drenage coming out, so they will know that there is the Goyo shield there, and they do know that Goyo is actually in Christmas, and there will be an early kill coming up from Parmesan as he gets the headshot onto Milk with the SMG-11. What a nice pick from him to start things out there. Again, Milk going down early on in these rounds, making the Sledge not so effective a pick as they maybe have wanted it to be. We will see basically Alexis K blind as a bat, not knowing which way is up or down, but we'll start to push forward as he gets reinforcements from his team. But Parmesan on a roll here as he gets another one in Arctic, making sure that his teammates know that he is here to play. And also, just that's two people right off the bat that you really don't want to lose. You lost the Gridlock and the Sledge. That is post-plant, gone for the most part. And then you also have the Sledge. Oh, man, Parmesan almost taking another one down here as Heckle takes some damage from above. But as I was saying, just operators you really don't want to be losing too early on here. And with a minute 15, Rutgers still has plenty of time to play with here.
Yeah, we're going to have Alexis going to get a nice angle down on Abno. It's actually going to get them down. Not going to be able to get them for the finished kill yet. But it's getting close as we're winding down to the last minute of the round. Shots are going out on Parmesan. Is going to back off. Going to get shot from that ping we saw there on the top of the pantry. Heckle is going to use the lifeline. Yeah, try to get some nice angles. As 45 seconds are left in the round, Alexis K is going to run over to White Stairs, going to try to help the team out. With 40 seconds left, they have to make a play here. They are down one operator. Make that two if Rutgers can pick up Abnol.
Wow, the wide swing comes in onto No Way, and he's saying no way as Alexis takes him down, making sure that it at least gets even out a little bit here, but there will be Heckle dropping one, and Alexis K following up with another one at Abnel, making it so that there is a chance they can get through this round. It is a 3v2 in favor of Colorado Boulder here with 14 seconds left on the clock, and they're all coming through Freezer. Oh no, Grasshopper gets one, he gets two! Oh, disaster here for Colorado Boulder as another one quickly comes in. As the down comes in onto Heckle, the last man alive for this Colorado Boulder side. And it will just end that way with Rutgers getting round 3.
And right away, we got a back and forth match here as Rutgers wins round 1 and round 3 with Colorado winning round 2. We're going to round 4, and if the pattern repeats itself, we could expect Colorado to win this round out. However, because 2 rounds have been played since we went to third floor, Rutgers is going to be able to go back to that site they very strongly won in the first round. We're going to see if this Zofia pick on Heckle and giving Ash to Alexis is going to be enough to have Colorado keep up a little bit of trading momentum here. They're down a round, but if they win this, especially on third floor, they're doing very good for our attacking side.
Yeah, for sure. If they can end this half, at least in a... I'd say 3-3 is even being generous. Like 3-3 is a way that you want to end this, and you're completely fine with that. Definitely it'd be better if you had a 4-2 half to start, because definitely more of a defender-sided map here, but definitely a 3-3 is workable, and we will actually see a return to the top floor as the site has opened back up, as there is the 2-round rotation on sites. Once you win a site, you cannot return to it for 2 rounds, and that has been net, and we are back up to round 4 on the top floor, and we are looking at pretty much the same lineup with instead of taking the Iana this time around, they do actually take the Zofia instead. I'm curious to see if there's actually any kind of improvement that comes down with the change from Iana into Zofia for this site, as we saw the Iana really didn't have too much impact going into this floor.
Yeah, and Heckle picking up Zofia will bring a lot more impact. Pretty much literally, you're going to have a little more soft breach capability there with the lifeline and the extra hard breach. You're going to have a lot of soft breach here. They're going to have Ash, Sledge, and Zofia. They're pretty much prepped to break open whatever they need to. They are a little bit short on hard breach. If Olvin gets taken down early, those thermite charges being gone prevents them from breaking into Freezer, which is going to be pretty detrimental to their late game push if they need to take control of that spot. But we're 30 seconds into the round. Those hatches are going to be open with Arctic's Super Shorty coming out. The drones are going to go in, but those mute jammers are going to pretty much put a stop to that right away.
Yeah, the mute really paying dividends there with the drones, as they really can't get inside. So definitely making so that those are helping out the team in the information denial, but it does seem like the option taken here by Colorado Boulder is just to push on through. And they may actually catch out the Jaeger of Grasshopper here, but he will slowly rotate his way back up white, evading the danger that may have befalled him. And now we are just in a little bit of a lull as we are just getting drones everywhere. And ooh, the push does start to come out from Heckle on the Zofia. They do know that Jaeger is on white, and he runs away with his life. But may actually decide to reaggress here. And oh, I think he saw his foot there. And it's getting dangerous here for Grasshopper, as there is basically just a good old-fashioned Mexican standoff going down here, as no one wants to really budge from it, and they seem to content just to kind of stay here and wait for one another to go at it.
Yeah, and in case of an engagement here, I believe Heckle would have the advantage. Well, it depends. If Heckle does not know that Grasshopper is lane prone, this could go either way. But it's a standoff we're going to continue to watch. But in second floor, piano room, we have a lot of action going as Milk is going to take down No Way. One of the defenders is down. That is the alibi gone. Alexis K is going to pick up Parmesan. That is the mute down. Parmesan is critical in the defense of the last round, but Ablenet is going to be down to Alexis K getting a double kill, but Heckle is going to push up. My bad. That was Abel that took down Alexis K there, putting them at a 2v4 here with Heckle very low. Abel is going to get shot a little bit, but is going to return fire down the hallway, but he's going to be pushed up by Milk. Milk getting a double kill into Freezer. It's all down to Kazakhstan on the Maestro, but Milk with the triple kill is going to finish out the round for Colorado.
Yeah, Milk was just flying through sight at the end there. He basically got control of that White Hall and just ran it. He got into bathroom, killed one, went right into sight, and finished off the remainder of Colorado Boulder there. And it was just a really, or not Colorado Boulder, Rutgers, my bad. I misspoke. But it was just a great showing out of Milk, definitely stepping it up after those first rounds where he was just dying really, really early in really awkward places. And it's good to see him putting it back in with that triple kill, getting back on track and putting a second round on the board up for his team.
No Way is going to swap from that loss, is going to opt to take up the Legion instead, which actually could be pretty beneficial here for the sole reason that could slow down Colorado. In the very first round, we saw Colorado fall a little bit short on their cocktail bar push solely because they got kind of stuck. They got stuck in piano room, and they got stuck by losing, I believe it was Alexis or Heckle, one of the two on second floor with Grasshopper in that reading room skirmish on round one. But now this round, that didn't happen. Instead, Grasshopper was the one who lost that skirmish on second floor, and that allowed Colorado to really shove in on that white hallway that we're looking at now. So that Legion could alleviate some of the pressure by not only giving audio cues, but just slowing down and making Colorado like second guess themselves. If they step on a goon line, they're going to have to fall back and pull it out, or they're going to have to take damage over time. And that could give Rutgers the slight time advantage they need to rotate, get some kills, and use all their knowledge that they can to really outplay Colorado in this 2v2 standoff on round 5 of Cafe.
And right back at it, we're at another operator for No Way here. Make it his fourth, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely critical to have someone who can flex pick and play a lot of operators, because, you know, it's always nice to have someone who can just be like, it's like, oh, we need hard breach. I can take that. We need someone who can set traps. I can take that. We need someone who can give utility. I can take that. That's a very critical thing to play, and it's a very good supporting role to be able to swap out. No Way, however, is going to be dropped down to 30. He's going to get in an early fight. I think that might have been on the window outside with Milk there. Milk going to come away totally clean there. Looks like Grasshopper is going to be chilling on that second floor once again. 2:10 left in the round. Just No Way taking some shots.
Yeah, No Way taking some shots, and really that's what he needs to do right now, is he got a lot of his HP chunked out really, really early there on that white window. And now we see actually entry going into the actual second floor so far, and Heckle might be looking to go take a little bit of a revisit onto those white stairs, but unfortunately, there is no man there. Grasshopper has vacated the premises of that area, and he's actually behind enemy lines right now as Grasshopper's in reading, and I don't think that Heckle knows, and it does look like Heckle will be dropping here as Grasshopper gets the drop on him and takes him down, paying him back for the damage his teammate did to No Way. But we do see Cigar Control coming out here, as there is just so many people inside of that side of the map right now, and Arctic may be looking to get a little bit of a revenge himself onto Grasshopper, as Grasshopper starts looking towards New Balcony, but not New Balcony. People call that New Balcony or Heaven, I can't remember. But either way, Alexis K getting a kill on an Abnel. Oh man, X-ray making it feel like I just almost witnessed a wall bang, but that is solid concrete, so nothing getting through that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a standoff here, and even if Grasshopper dies, Arctic is stuck on that second floor while Milk just goes down to Parmesan. Alexis is going to take down Parmesan, though, in retaliation. It is down to a 2v3 as Arctic picks up Grasshopper on that floor, but Alexis is going to respawn by taking out Kazakh with No Way taking out Olvin. It is a 1v2 for Rutgers. However, Alexis is going to turn the corner, picking up No Way, giving Colorado their second straight win on that site attack.
Yeah, and just another kind of round where they just ran with it. They got into sight and just ran them down. Unfortunately for Rutgers, it was a strong showing early on as they managed to get one kill, but then they just could not finish it out and use that advantage that they had gained from that one kill. And it just, shout out to Alexis K, because they have been putting on a masterclass of entry breaching or entry fragging, just absolutely laying down the law upon entry. Them and Milk are just coming together for absolute goon time going into side. Between those two, it's been, I think, probably most of the kills coming in here, and curious to see if that continues onto the defense, or if it's just going to be an attacker side of thing where they're just fragging out of their minds now and then it just stagnates going into defense.
Yeah, one defensive play I'd like to point out there is Grasshopper switched up where they were playing 2 rounds ago on the first cocktail bar in the last 2 rounds. They were standing on white stairs for the most part, but this time they switched it up and like really camped out in like the far back corner reading room, and that really caught Heckle off guard and wasted a ton of time off Colorado, and that could have won Rutgers around. Fortunately for them, it did not. But we're gonna go back down to kitchen first floor, and this is a site that Rutgers won in round 3. And when they're down 2-3 as defense, they really want to clutch out this round and bring it to a 3-3 tie going into the second half of this round. Because Colorado is going to have a little bit of an easier time on this defender side. So they're going to be trying to pull out all the stops here, and both teams are going to be fighting for it, whether a tie or an advantage going into half 2 of map 1.
Mm-hmm. For sure, and I mean, this was a very close fight at the very end. It was basically came down to one person, I believe, and it was in the hands of, I want to say, Parmesan, in that freezer area that actually managed to get 2 people at once, kind of securing the round for them, but it did get really, really dicey, so it could have gone either way there, although, just a fun fact, this is the first time so far this game that someone has managed to put more than 1 round in a row together, as that was the second round in a row won for Colorado Boulder. And right as I was saying earlier, really want that 4-2 start to your half, and this is where they start to show the ability to actually get that 4-2 going into the side swap and make themselves have a good cushy position for the rest of the map.
Now, it's important to note that No Way is in a very bad spot here. They're currently pinned between that garage door and the lobby windows, and unless Rutgers can bail them out, they're going to be stuck here until Rutgers gets some frags. Alexis is going to run in through the main lobby, and Noe might have a little bit of slack here to rotate off. Kazakhstan is going to try to come to the rescue, but is going to take some shots from that windows. Alexis is going to entry frag. Grasshopper is going to take down Heckle, putting Rutgers up in a 1 operator advantage. There's a lot of frags going out here in the main lobby, and lots of shots going out. No Way and Kazakhstan are going to get 2 frags. Colorado Boulder is now in a 2v5 situation, and they're currently split up. One of them is outside Bakery, and one of them is outside the white stair hallway. Olvin is going to peek in, but not find anyone quite yet.
Yeah, just really unfortunate to see this many people dead this early. Obviously, props to Rutgers for actually putting it together, as it's been it got really explosive there where they took out most of the team on the Colorado Boulder, which is nice to see because that's the clapback they kind of need for the 3-3 half, and it's pretty much in their hands at this point, and they're round to lose, as it's winding down here, but Milk will take some damage from Christmas Tree, as there is still a Goyo in there who feels like he needs to assert himself, but he's still stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's one behind him and one in front of him, and it is looking dicey for him.
Yeah, I mean, No Way's job at this point is not to get frags, but just to waste time with 30 seconds left on the clock. Colorado's going to have to make a play if they want to get this 4-2 lead. Kazakhstan is going to get the kill onto Milk with the double.
An angle?
nice angle, and Kazakhstan has really held down that entire side. Olvin is going to see a little bit of an elbow, not going to be able to get some shots. Is going to peek out and is going to get in a firefight with No Way, but there's no way they're going to get the kill right now. Is 6 seconds left on the clock. Olvin is going to pick up Parmesan, but is going to be taken down by Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, I believe that is a triple kill there, closing out the half.
I'm still shook by that angle he had on bar. Like, he blew out the bottom of the bar and shot Milk in the window from underneath the bar. That was actually 300 IQ. I had never thought of that angle in my life.
Yeah, this is a very, very close game. If you can't tell by the scoreboard, currently 3-3. We're going to have our top fragger, Parmesan, coming in at 7 kills for Rutgers. Definitely doing their work. And on the other side for Colorado, Alexis K is coming in with 8 kills currently, along with Milk at 6. Very good game so far. I will say that this is Colorado or Boulder's map, so you would imagine they would have the slight advantage picking this. Going on to defense, they have to win, I believe, 4 of these next rounds in order to get the win. For the map, if we get another 3-3 half tie, then we're going to go to overtime with Colorado starting on defense there again, I believe. We're going back to third floor bar, and I'm excited to see how Kazakhstan's pick of Ace and how Parmesan's pick of Kali is going to play into this whole just attacking round right here. We haven't seen either of these two operators come out in this series tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised by the choice of the Kali. I mean, it has its place as kind of a Thatcher replacement, which is what most people actually take her for instead of actually the sniper rifle. But I don't think it's going to play too much of a factor here. It seems that Colorado Boulder has kind of an atypical setup going here where they shotgun out one half of the wall into Cigar. I've never actually seen that hold before, but I'm very interested to see how it works out for them. And definitely with that opening up of the hole, it's going to be a little bit more of that pressure from the Kali sniper rifle. But I am a little bit confused as to what's going on this site setup.
I somehow missed how Alexis got down to. I believe that's about 73, 74 HP right there. That's about, one less bullet to kill. Yeah, probably shotgun blast through the wall. A little bit unfortunate because that one bullet can make or break a firefight. Grasshopper is going to be blowing all 3 flashbangs into Cigar, trying to blow out any sort of Jaeger charges, ADSs that are there. We're going to have pretty much not too much action so far. Parmesan's going to use that Kali sniper to open up those hatches. It looks like Abnell might actually have a nice little angle here. Not going to get anything quite yet, though.
Yeah, and it's going to be pretty much a reset from here. It's just everyone's back to business as usual, just getting drones into the map. But there will actually be an attempt to displace that bench cornered chair with the smoke behind it. But there is so much utility behind that right there. But Abnell still manages to get Milk through the chaos of it all. Pretty insane shot, if I have to say. That was a long one. And that will displace the smoke that we were just talking about. And that will be... Ooh, Alexis K gets the C4 through the floor onto No Way, quickly making sure that there is a trade. But Arctic says, no, not quite yet, as it just kills all around and trades back and forth. It is Grasshopper now taking the helm as he takes down another one. And now we're just in a 3v3 situation after all the chaos. But it might be Grasshopper going for another one here, as he does know that there is one inside of Cocktail somewhere. Or at least he's guessing that there may be one. And oh, this is where it comes. He hit that right on the dot, and that's going to be Heckle losing a lot of HP. But nothing quite yet comes of it, as he just keeps on firing and hoping he gets it. But Heckle will get away with his life as of this moment. With 50 seconds on the clock, they got to start making their way into sight, and the Kali starts swinging here. Olvin gets another Nitro kill. These Nitros have been devastating for Rutgers, as they just keep flying through the floor and getting more and more of their team. And now it's in a 2v3 situation instead of the 3v3 that they were at. But it might turn into an even lesser game right here if they decide to peek this banister here. As, oh man, it's getting dicey. But Grasshopper knows there is one. Makes some noise. Will shoot for it. Will almost get the down, but not quite. And decides to fall off, live another day.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty bad position for Rutgers as they're down in a 2v3 scenario. They have to deal with a Maestro and a Goyo, and they only got 12 seconds left on the clock. Diffuser is not down yet. They're going to have to start planning that soon. Grasshopper is going to make their way into sight, is going to try to rush as quick as they can. Going to peek into Freezer. Not going to find anyone quite yet, but does not know that he'll just miss his Goyo. Arctic is going to pick up Parmesan. Colorado Boulder is going to win their first defensive round. The plant is not going to go down in time.
Yep, no plant money for you.
Not quite the right game, but
Not
yeah,
what
I mean,
it's the memes there.
yes, yeah, but that was a very strong showing from both teams. A lot of action, except for that first minute. It seems like Rutgers kind of got a little bit of a slow start getting really into the map. It seems like they spent a lot of utility trying to burn those ADSs and trying to get Milk out of that corner. We're going to see the Doc come out here from Alexis, Sakai to come from Ulven, the Bandit come from Heckle. I don't think we've seen any of those ops yet, and we're going to see the Castle come from Milk. Haven't seen any of these 4 ops yet tonight.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this Castle goes. As the person who played Castle on this site for GMU for a very, very long time, I have an idea of how it's going to go. But definitely there's different ways you can set up Castlecades on that first floor for kitchen. And there is the kind of the standard setup site where you basically shoot out that wall right there, and it does look like he's going to do the default where he reinforces the Castlecades, the kitchen, this coat room window, and then just that bar area right there. And it's going to probably be a play in a hold with the Jaeger inside of that front bakery area. And that's how they're going to hold that side of the map. And that's probably would be how the Castle actually sets it up here. As with the loss of the Castle impact grenades, it takes a little bit longer to sitescape, but we'll be getting those gone down and eventually. But he only put down 1 so far, so I don't know if he's gonna actually have time to get all of them down. He's risking the biscuit right here. I don't even know what he's doing anymore. Maybe it's
might save it for later in the round. Yep. You know, might pull one out randomly. You know. The good old, like, oh, you're shooting at me, I'm just going to reinforce this doorway. Not probably the best for a CEA match, but it's going to have one is going to place down the last castle barricade. We're going to have the usual approach here from Rutgers. Looks like they're going from this garage side. Arctic is all the way upstairs in Cigar Lounge, just vibing, listening to that sick piano music, just waiting for the Rutgers attackers to come up there and hopefully for him deck them and get an early kill. But it looks like Rutgers is mostly coming in from first floor. Arctic has a good chance here to get a very, very late game flank and potentially turn the round for Colorado, especially as Grasshoppers going to make their way up to second floor. And it looks like Arctic might be able to meet them on white stairs.
And it's getting a little... I don't know if he wants to peek this. There's a lot of firepower waiting for him below, but... just a little bit of a siege pun of the day. Would you say that since he was just vibing out in piano, he's listening to Canon and D?
Yes, definitely.
But puns aside, we will see not a lot of action actually going on so far. It's been a pretty quiet round to stark contrast to the rounds we've had prior. Just kind of hanging out with Ash just taking a nap inside of reading, it looks like. But there is a Jaeger coming down the stairs, and he will pay with it with his life. Arctic gets put out, just absolutely destroyed. It's unfortunate for him, but the absolute patience of Grasshopper there really paid dividends for him and his team. And now that the backside of Freezer is open, they now have an avenue into sight, and no way is gonna prone peek, but his Milk actually getting the kill into Parmesan with that castle and putting out what he needs to for his team to get this going. And it's a very, very hard coats hold as he is prone and in there. And he is holding this side of the map beautifully.
Yeah, the proximity alarm did go off on red stairs, so Milk is going to know that someone is there, but no way is going to come for the flank. They've got Milk pinned, and I don't know if Milk might going to be able to get out of this alive. If they peek at the same time, oh, Grasshopper's going to pick up Norway, but is also going to pick up Milk. That is a double kill. Make that a triple kill if you count the team kill. Grasshopper's going to peek in, and that is very unfortunate. Now it's down to 3v3. Make that a 2v3. The Lexus K takes down Abnel, and looks like Milk is going to go down. Grasshopper's going to go down to Ulven, leaving it just up to Kazakhstan with the ace at 24 HP. Is going to peek and is going to be taken down by Heckle. Unfortunate round from Rutgers. I'm sorry I just hit my mic right into my mouth there. I apologize, but Colorado is going to win round 2 of this half.
Yeah, Grasshopper, my guy. His team probably has some words for him right now.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see it, but I will hand it. Mostly these teams are they're just gonna have to brush that one off, and accidents happen. It could cost them the game, but they still got 2 more rounds to go before they full on lose. They're gonna have to bring this back. They're gonna have to win 4 rounds in a row if they want to prevent an overtime. So losing a single round for Rutgers guarantees that we at least go into overtime for map 1. And the way this match has been going, I would not be surprised if we got there. We're going to go to Reading Room, Fireplace Hall, 2nd floor for the 3rd round of the half. Colorado is undefeated on defense, but let's see if Rutgers can shake it up. They're going to be taking Gridlock for the first time this half.
Yeah, and Gridlock, I'm really glad they swapped out that Cali, because I don't think it did much last time they took it. So definitely nice to see that little bit of improvement there. That is just my personal opinion. It may be that I don't know something they do. But nonetheless, we will be seeing our return to Reading Room, as Reading Room is definitely a toss-up between people taking Reading Room or actually mining, as mining used to be the site that most people wanted to take here, but with the update of Cafe, I believe last season or 2 ago, people have really been starting to favor Reading more often than not.
Yeah, I haven't really seen mining be taken that much. Reading is pretty much overtaking it, along with Kitchen, to be like the kind of, there's not really a I would say actually mining would be the tertiary site on this map, because Reading and Kitchen are kind of interchangeable. A lot of teams really just have a preference on which one they go. Some we see go Reading right away, some we see go Kitchen right away. But Rutgers is going to have to shake things up here. They've lost 2 rounds in a row. They're going to want to stop the overtime from being forced here. They have to win 4 rounds in a row if they want to clutch this map out and not go to overtime. Grasshopper's going to make their way from the back by Reading. Is going to shoot onto White Stairwell window. Going to make their way towards Pillar Room door. But not too much action besides that so far. Just some droning and the usual going on 3rd floor.
Yeah, and it's obviously going to be a little bit of a slow start here. Just based upon how these teams are set up for the take. We do see that Arctic is holding that bench corner pretty hard, so it is a pretty standard setup up here. Basically, the way you hold Reading is you hold it like you hold the 3rd floor. You hold it like it's a bar setup with a little bit more effort put into the floor below. But other than that, pretty much the same setup. So if you know one, you know the other. So definitely be curious to see if we get any more early kills coming out of the star players of these 2 lineups. And right as I say that, there is one. It's Milk taking down Abnel through the window pretty much. Kind of a dirty angle onto that, but that will be the Nomad down, and the air jab's gone, which is really, really a huge utility loss for the side of Rutgers.
Yeah, especially because Colorado's been really utilizing their roamers, especially on a site like this, where, as you say, they play on 3rd floor. They don't play on the same floor. Having those air jabs on the red and white stairs is going to be absolutely huge, but not having those is going to help Colorado so much. Kazakhstan is going to be repelling from that window into mining. Not going to see anyone quite yet. Grasshopper's going to throw all 3 flashbangs, going to try to get some repeated flashes out. Is actually going to catch Milk out. It's going to be a 4v4 with one right around the corner. Grasshopper's in a very volatile spot. Is going to be shot from above by Olven, the Alibi. Picking up the kill and make that another kill from Alexis as Parmesan is going to go down. It's a 2v4 for Rutgers. They're going to have to clutch us out with 45 seconds left. The Nitro is going to go out, but is going to miss No Way in the hallway. No way that hit.
And we will see actually Archer quickly following up on Kazakhstan as No Way, another one down, takes down Alexis, but Arctic will finish it out on a No Way. Puns aside, that was a great showing at Arctic that round. I think he actually got a triple kill there.
Yeah. That kill with the Alibi from above. Very good showing, and we are going to what I like to call the danger zone for Colorado. They have 6 rounds. They need 7 rounds to win the map. They're on arguably the strongest site on this map. And here's a situation, ladies and gentlemen at home. If Colorado wins this round, they will win map 1, their own map pick of Cafe, and we will go to map 2. Rutgers has to win not only this round, but the next 2 rounds to tie 6-6 and force a 3-round overtime where Colorado will be defending first. And based on Colorado's defensive record, Rutgers is going to have to switch something up here. They're going to have to get a winning streak and carry that momentum into overtime to win this map. So the question is whether they can garner the momentum to not only at least fix the round differential, but also carry that momentum into their own map. And an even bigger issue is the tiebreaker map. Map 3, the start and defense side is decided by whoever has the better round differential. So even if they lose 4-7 or 5-7, that is a lot better than losing 3-7. So currently Rutgers is trying to force overtime and keep the round differential as close as they can, because they need every round they could get. And after a very long explanation, we're going to go down to, or I guess up to, third floor cocktail bar. And Bonsai, what do you think we're going to see from this round that Rutgers is going to have to change up to really continue or cut off the winning streak for Colorado?
What I really think they need to actually have happen is to stop dying so early. All the rounds that Rutgers has lost, it has been just early deaths costing them in the end, as we saw Abnel actually get taken down really, really early on the Nomad, which just took off so much flank denial that they could have possibly had during that, and just a lot of actually frag potential, as well as the AK-47 is a force to be reckoned with. It is one of the stronger guns in Siege, with probably one of the biggest magazine capacities of the assault rifle category, and just outright, just an overall very strong operator to have in general, which they just need to actually get onto these sites quicker, in my opinion, as well. It's been a lot of really crunch time takes where they just kind of wait till about 30 seconds and actually start getting on. And they are a very slow, methodical team, in my opinion, as opposed to this Colorado Boulder team, which is very much a strong team in just forcing the issue. And right as I say that, Grasshopper takes about half health worth of damage from the Valkyrie of, I believe that is Alexis K, going down at it again. But we'll actually manage to get out, and Arctic seems to really want to go at this again. He seems like he wants to fight this.
Yeah, Grasshopper's going to be forced to rotate towards the other side of that balcony. Milk is going to be put down to about 40 HP. Going to get shot from Cigar. It looks like that Rutgers might actually have some ground to work with here. That deployable shield is out, and all of a sudden that Cigar hold is not looking very good for Colorado. Abnel is currently droning in main site as Kazakhstan and Noe are going to push in from red stairs towards site. They have control of this side of the third floor, but they're going to have to get control of the rest because that's where the site is. They're making good progress. So the Valkyrie Kim is going to go down with Noe, pinking out for the team. A Maestro Evil Eye. Currently at a standstill with 1 minute left in the round. Not too much action, but looks like Milk might be going for a quick play here if someone rounds that corner.
Or does Alexis with a Nitro.
Yep,
return of the Alexis Nitro. It's been rough for Rutgers with that Nitro. It has been... Every time they come to this site, there is always one Nitro kill from Alexis, it seems. Just putting down the hammer onto this Rutgers team. And it's really unfortunate, as hopefully they don't get the second one, because the second one definitely did even more damage as it happened last round. But we will see what looks to be a plant coming out here very soon. But it is the Maestro Cam almost taking down Grasshopper. So, and right as I say that, Grasshopper does in fact actually go down from below, and it will be just Heckle taking down Noe with Arctic onto Kazakhstan. And it is just Rutgers falling apart. One is down, and his ult to Parmesan, but he will drop as well as Ulven takes him down with the Goyo, and that is that is the map. That is the we have gone through map 1 already.
Yeah, that's going to be a 7-3 win for Colorado Boulder against Rutgers University. For those of you home at watching, Colorado is 4th seed in our Invite League playoffs, and Rutgers is currently a seed. That was Colorado's map for those of us that joined late. We're next going to be going to Rutgers' map of Theme Park, where they will be starting on defense. And they're going to have to win this one pretty heavily. Now, here's the situation here. They're currently down 4 rounds, and if they want a good chance at having a good start on defense at Clubhouse, they're going to have to not only win their map of Theme Park, but they're going to have to win it at least 7-4. They're going to have to beat that round differential buy one in order to secure that defensive start or attacking start on Clubhouse, whichever one they want. And that's going to be pretty crucial as the round differential going on from here. Rutgers is going to be looking to bring that RD up as much as they can, but also win the map, because if they don't win that map, they're out of playoffs. Colorado will advance to the next round.
Yeah, and just like that, we will be going into our first commercial break of the day. And right before we get into that, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors, which we have the OG themselves. We got Rogue Energy, giving us our great little gamer supplement energy drink. Use code CEA for 10% off of your total order at checkout. We got Corsair Gaming coming in with your peripheries and your PC parts. Make sure to check them out. I love all of their stuff. And they're also helping us out with giveaways and also the prize pool. So make sure to give them some love. And then What's New.GG, the apparel sponsor of CEA, making sure you can get all your CEA fan needs. And we'll be seeing you in about 5 minutes here as we get into map 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to some Friday night CEA Siege. We got Colorado University at Boulder against Rutgers University. And for those of you just tuning in, map 1 was Cafe, with Colorado Boulder taking that one. And we are going into the second map, which is going to be Theme Park, with Colorado Boulder attacking, and it will be Rutgers pick this time around. Which, while voice crack, pardon me, while Colorado Boulder did get their map pick into the history books as a win for them, I'm very concerned because it was getting a little shaky there towards the middle part of that. But what do you think, Dopachar?
I think this is going to be an interesting matchup because Colorado was on their own map pick. It was definitely back and forth on attack. We saw 3-3 tied half, and then they really took off with a 4-round win streak on defense. But if Rutgers, we just had a 5-minute break, that's enough time for teams to, relax, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, reset their mental, reset whatever tilt, go back to 180 degrees flat on the ground and just focus on the game. So it's the last game's done. These teams just have to focus on this game. Rutgers can come back, they can win, and actually bring the round differential in their favor. And if they win by a good enough margin, at the end of the last half, I said they'd have to win 7-4 to have a positive round differential. I cannot do math. I mean, they have to win 7-2 in order to beat that round differential. Because they'd have +5 rounds for that map compared to Colorado's +3 rounds. 4 rounds. I can't do math. I'm sorry. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 rounds on Cafe. So it's going to be interesting. Rutgers is going to have to sweep this if they want to start defense on Clubhouse, the tiebreaker. But they're going to have to win the map first. Colorado is going to start on attack with Rutgers defending on their map. Theme Park is actually a map I've not seen played in CEA since it was added to the map pool. And I love Theme Park. The new Theme Park, I think it's great. Every site, I think, is pretty viable, and I'm actually excited to see whether it actually is great in CEA or if it's just going to be the same thing over and over again. But I'm hoping we're going to get some mix up here as we're going to go right into the band phase of Theme Park. I'm expecting to see a Thatcher ban.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting to see a Mira ban. And if the bans follow, I would not be surprised if we saw another Jackal and Malusi ban if we're going to keep the same bans from last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I do feel like Thatcher will be one of them. But I also do foresee probably a Mira coming in here, or at the very least a Jackal, as Jackal actually has so much strength in his gadget on this map, as it is such a wide open map to actually flex that Inox. But in as we say that, Thatcher is the first one, so we got it. And some very, very philosophical questions being asked in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, I eat watermelon without my crust, but
But do you eat your banana with the shell?
Oh, 100%. Speaking of shell, we're going to put away Jackal here. He's not going to show himself here for this map. Jackal is going to be down for the count. Colorado, even though they're starting on attack, is once again going to ban the Jackal. We're going to see who's going to be banned here. The defensive ban coming out from Colorado. I'm expecting to see Amira, potentially Owamai or Malusi. And it is Amira coming out. Just
so
one ban left from Rutgers.
Same exact ban order as last rap.
If we see a Malusi, it's the exact same bands, exact same order, exact same side.
The odds are strong, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely... I've not taken probability statistics yet, but I'd say there's a pretty good chance that Malusi is going to be banned here. And we're waiting for the ban to come out. Valkyrie, actually. See, that's an interesting ban because Rutgers is starting on defense, and it seemed like they did get their fair share of Valkyrie in the previous map, but
more than their share, probably
more than their fair share. So I'm not sure whether that's like they intentionally don't play Valkyrie on this map, or if they just have other plans that involve using their default cams and the Maestro Evil Eyes to really get all the intel they need. And that's going to be interesting here. Is we're going to start off at Initiation Room, 2nd floor office. And we're going to have a pretty standard lineup coming out from both teams. Arctic is going to pick up the Cali, which we saw some of the players pick on the previous map. Grasshopper's once again going to go with that Jaeger, and Maestro, or Kazakhstan is going to bring that Maestro. It seems like a lot of these players really are picking their strong operators. They're bringing out operators they know how to play, and they're playing them well here. And I'm excited to see how round 1 of map 2 goes.
For sure. And we will see a started initiation, which I actually agree with quite strongly. I think that is definitely, it's either a tie between initiation or throne as the strongest sites for this map. Initiation, it's kind of awkward to take because basically the only way you can get into it is hallways, and no one really wants the entry through hallways, just the tight, narrow corridors you have to navigate and all the angles you could possibly get shot from. But one thing I do want to point out is that we do have the return of Kali, so I question it, but I mean, if it works, it works, and I will not question that, but obviously got to prove the efficacy first.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Kali came out the same season Theme Park Rework was released. So Kali and this theme park are kind of the same age. So Kali has been practiced on this map by a lot of these teams, has been able to been in play for this season and the playoffs of the previous season in spring 2020 CEA playoffs. But Kali has not really been super prominent in the CEA meta, especially in Pro League. We don't just the nature of Siege being such a close quarters combat game, she really has to pick some long angles. And as you were saying, there's not really too many places to play Kali with on this site. I mean, you have the long hallways, but it's not like you're going to be able to get some exterior angle that's going to be able to through both walls of sight. So this Kali pick could become very interesting. I can definitely see it being used to take out Parmesan's mute jammers as they get closer to breaching onto initiation. But so far, Arctic has spotted someone out, but is not going to be able to take any shots quite yet.
That's an extremely aggressive hold. Good lord. Definitely a strong one based upon that setup. You have the ADS to kind of hang out and watch, but if someone were to go from the bottom, and I think it's going to be a lot of firepower coming out of here from the Colorado Boulder side here to actually get rid of that man on that hatch there, as we have a possible first engagement coming through here, as actually the first engagement goes to Arctic as he hits the headshot onto Abnel, but Grasshopper quickly claps back onto Alexis, making sure that they go down, making it a 5v4, but 5v3, almost now 3v4, as another one drops. Just gunfire everywhere going around here. We may see another one as Grasshopper starts to wide peek onto the sledge, but we'll find nothing quite yet, but he still has the angle, so it is definitely a option at this point in time.
Yeah, Colorado starting out strong, up one operator with 1 minute left in the round. They're going to have to move a little bit quicker with Grasshopper there at the top of Dragon Stairs. It's going to go down to Milk, however, putting it up at a 4v2 for Colorado. Parmesan is going to be holding with that shotgun, almost gets a kill, is practicing very good patience, and is going to get one kill on tackle. Is going to back off, pull out that SMG-11, is going to try to get some shots, but is going to pick up another onto Milk. It's a double kill, but Arctic is going to respond with a double kill of their own, taking down Parmesan. Is now a 1v2. Kazakhstan is the only one standing between Colorado and winning the first round of the map. With 30 seconds left, the tension is high.
Yeah, really got to give a shout out to Parmesan there. He had all of the angles, and he capitalized on almost all of them. If he had gotten one more there, I think that might have been the round for his team, but unfortunately he goes down, and that's a 1v2 situation, but just up to Kazakhstan, and he will get absolutely sniped and dropped by Arctic with the Kali, putting him in the forever sleep.
I will say, I love when players prove me wrong. I'm sorry, I spent probably the first half minute of the round after action phase started saying how Kali is kind of an interesting pick here because there's no exterior angles to really hold, but that's where Kali shines right there. Is you're sitting, you know where the operator is, they have one way to go, and you can just sit there with your scope, and the second they peek, you hit them, they die. You know, that's what Kali's made for, and that's exactly what Colorado let Arctic do. Arctic did not play aggressive at all, stayed back, let the team push, get on site, get that plant down, and all they had to do was hold that angle, and that's all they did. We're going to go down to Throne Room Armory, probably the second, probably tied for the best map with initiation. Office has a pretty strong hold from Rutgers, but they just fell a little bit short after an impressive showing from Parmesan on the mute, holding that bathroom angle.
Yeah, if he can keep putting out performances like that every round, his team is going to have a smooth sailing into the rest of this map. But unfortunately for him, his first attempt at the carry was not enough, as Kazakhstan could not finish it out for the rest of his team. But I definitely would not put that just on Kazakhstan. That was a lot of deaths happening in rapid succession, and just really Colorado Boulder flexing their gunner ability just everywhere on the map.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, if you're in a spot where you're a slow operator such as Maestro, you don't really have any utility to flush someone out if your evil eyes aren't there, and you're playing against a Cali that's kind of holding that doorway, you're probably going to lose 9 times out of 10. And, you know, that's just unfortunate, but, you know, Colorado is up around, but Rutgers, don't count them out yet. They did very good in that last defensive round, especially Abnel spent a ton of time in that second floor opening by that balcony, just holding off Colorado, and that wasted a ton of their time and really brought the round down to the wire. And if they can do that again, they could have a good chance at tying up this half. And we saw from Rutgers defense versus Colorado offense on the last map that this might go back and forth every other round.
Yeah, and it's going to probably look like one as well. Is Colorado Boulder is, I believe, the stronger aimers in this matchup, but this is Rutgers map pick, so it's probably more practice of a map for them, so they should have a stronger showing than they did on that first map, which definitely would work to their favor. But if they do end up winning this map, they are going to have to, as we said, they only have one more round to play with here before they actually have to start putting it into high gear to make sure they have that round differential for the third map.
Yeah, that round differential is going to be key. They're already falling a little bit behind where they want to be, but don't count them out yet. Arctic with that. Claymore at the top of the stairs is going to guard the rotation from people like Grasshopper, who really likes to run around. Heckle has some vertical gameplay already started, as Alexis is going to be looking onto site. Not finding anything yet, but Noe is going to chuck out an Electric Claw potentially. Not quite yet. Holding on to that is Parmesan is currently hearing a lot of footsteps above them upstairs.
Yeah, they got some Thunderfoot upstairs. It is a lot of noise going down up there, and he looks like he actually might want to nitro this. Well, he might actually get one here, as there is a Sophia hanging out on the floor, but unfortunately we can see him, but they cannot see, or they cannot see him, as we have X-Ray and basically God Vision with the power of our caster Calvrix. And that will be actually Fishman Wamai going down first, but it will be Grasshopper soon clapping back onto Ulven, making sure that the match, the body score, at least for the moment, stays even, as Grasshopper actually gets traded down. He is in a down but not out stage right now, and I don't know if they know that he is right now, as he is still inchworming his way away and may actually be able to get picked up by a teammate in the future if they can still get over there. But so far, 37 seconds left on the clock, and now it is up to Colorado Boulder to actually get onto this site. And the flashbangs do start to come in, but one will get caught by the Wamai magnet, and now it is getting to crunch time. They're down to 25 seconds. Arctic gets killed to Grasshopper, finishing him off. Or actually, I think he just bled out, so not even a kill. It was just a finisher. But now the push starts to come in. There will be one coming in from Dragon, and he gets one. It's Alexis K getting Parmesan, putting him on ice, and Kazakhstan quickly getting Arctic off. And now it's Milk getting Kazakhstan in trade. Alexis K to finish it out on a no way, giving Colorado Boulder their second round.
Yeah, for those watching at home, we play with points off. So, you know, if you normally queuing up ranked with your buddies, one does. You know, if you get down, you're like, oh, hey, you know, that person got down. But, you know, at CEA, you know, if you get someone down, you don't know right away. So we kind of had a limbo state there where in reality, Colorado had the absolute not only operator advantage, but the map pressure advantage to push on a site. But not knowing where Grasshopper was alive or dead, they kind of sat there in limbo. But we saw once that kill confirmation came on the screen, it's like someone flipped a switch and Colorado just site. Rutgers fell a little bit short there, but they're going to be able to go back upstairs. Looks like they're going to initiation office. Yeah, because they lost it the first round, so they're going to try two here. My brain farted for a little bit, for a couple seconds there, but we're good. Yeah, they're gonna try again here, and it came down very close, down to the wire. Kazakhstan versus Arctic, and I believe it was Ulven left in that 1v2 situation where Rutgers came up just a little bit short. But don't count them out. They can still come back. Colorado is up 2-0. Rutgers is fighting for that round differential and for the win, forcing map 3.
Yeah, and really map 3 is what they're looking for here. This is basically their last stand before they get knocked out of the tournament, should they go down here. And obviously, you don't want to get knocked out because that means you just got to wait around and wait until next season, which does start in, I think, February. Don't quote me on that. But it is a long time to wait for the next time you actually get to play competitively, and those off seasons really do start to hit you when you actually have to get back into it. Because most people, once they finish out the competitive season, probably take a little bit of a break, probably play some other games, catch up on their games. Cyberpunk should be coming out sometime this year, hopefully. Potentially, it's up in the air, but most people decide to take a break off, and that's just a long wait. So you definitely want to stay in this postseason as long as you can. But there is a lot of roof presence coming out from Colorado Boulder right now, so it's definitely looking like they're going to want to do a little bit of a push, at least into the cash room area. But very curious to see, because last time Abdul held this area, he ate a fistful of Vulcan shield damage, as there is so many nades getting taken out here, and that will, oh, I thought it did go through, but he did actually get the shield. It's not a Vulcan shield this time. It is just a regular old shield that it's destroyed, which is good for him, because that was kind of the cause of his death last time around. But we will see no harm, no foul in the end, as he managed to get out with just... Oof. Oh, never mind. I take it back. He gets absolutely removed from the map by Heckle through that window on Bathroom. Really got to keep in mind that those windows are wall bangable, or you can shoot through them. So definitely want to keep an eye out as Alexis K quickly follows up on the No Way. He's probably in a little bit of disbelief that he actually pushed in that far. He probably wasn't suspecting that too much, as Sophia's almost in sight already. Like, he is one door away from being inside of a site. And the push starts to come through now as Grasshopper actually managed to trade one back onto Milk, which is a good operator get out of here, as Milk has been a thorn in the side of Rutgers for a long time. So definitely a good person to get that first pick, as Thermite cannot decide what he wants to do, but it is mute charged. So what he will have to do is eventually remove it, but there will be another one from Alexis K getting onto Kazakhstan this time. Or Kazakhstan, not Kazakhstan. But oh man, Alexis K, just keep on going with it. Oh baby, quad kill for them. That'll be the end of round 3 with Colorado Boulder really running away with this one.
Yeah, they're up at a 3-0 lead so far, and Rutgers is past the point where they need to hit that round differential, but you know, round differential was the secondary objective. The primary objective is winning the map, and they have to switch it up, and that's what they're going to do here. They've lost 3 maps in a row, and you know, if you've lost 2-3 times in a row, it's time to switch it up, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to go to Bunk Daycare, and they're going to see if they can just cut off this Colorado Boulder win streak. I mean, they've won between this map and the previous map 7 rounds in a row now. 4 on the previous half, 3 on this half. So they're going to have to pick it up here if they want to get some momentum back. Now, the problem with momentum is, you know, if you have momentum, it's easy to just keep going. And if Rutgers can start to pick up some rounds, they can really bring the game back. It's not over yet. They still have 3 rounds to go in this half. And this round's going to be a pretty crucial turning point in the game. If Rutgers can take this out and stop that momentum, they have a good chance to at least win some rounds back and potentially get towards an overtime or even a map win. If Colorado wins this round, they're going to secure an 8-round win streak between 2 maps. And all of a sudden, that 5-minute break isn't going to mean anything when you're down 8 rounds in a row. And Rutgers this is a pretty big map for those fans back at home. Be rooting for your guys. For Colorado Boulder fans, you know, this is a close game. Anything could happen. This is Invite League playoffs, not finals. My bad. Invite League playoffs. We're gonna get into the round here with the Rutgers and Daycare Bunk.
Yeah, and it's really Daycare Bunk is one of those sites where it's been around as kind of a standard pick for a long time. It is pretty much the same as it was in the previous iteration of Theme Park. Not much has actually changed except with the addition of that little back room area, which has been a strong way for operators to actually get inside. into that area and start flexing. A little bit of a pincer move on there, but ooh, man, it could be Grasshopper getting one onto Alexis K here. If Grasshopper is made aware of it, and he will be, but does miss. Oh, he actually lands the shots. He almost lost his own life there. That was very, very close to just being a potato farmer, but will manage to get out of it with his life and a kill. So all in all, net positive for him.
Yeah, a little bit of positive tilt coming in there for Colorado. They're getting a little bit ahead of themselves, playing a little bit too fast. Alexis, who just had an absolutely insane frag round, is going to be down for the count. That's the Zofia out, 2 drones down, and that entire lifeline gadget just off the board. Unfortunate for Colorado, but they still have 4 operators left. Arctic and team are going to be making their way onto site. Looks like Ulven is going to be able to open that up, but Mute is going to try to jam, but it's not going to get anything. It's not going to get any damage. That was pretty close to the damage radius, but it's going to have to fall back. And kind of a tight corner, especially with Arctic on that. Cali sees Ulven peak, but is going to be able to back up as Abe is going to go down to Arctic. Put him back at a 4v4, makes that a 4v3 as Ulven is going to pick up Parmesan. Looks like Grasshopper could get a kill on the stairs. It is going to get the kill onto Milk with the double kill. No, he's going to return onto Heckle, putting it back at an advantage for Rutgers with 1:10 left in the round.
Yeah, and it's really going to get dicey here for this Colorado Boulder team as now that they have just 2 people remaining in Thermite and Arctic on the Cali, it's going to get a little awkward as there is a very long-range rifle there and a very not-so-long-range option on the backside. But triple kill for Grasshopper. He takes out Arctic. Makes sure that he gets his team their first round on the board. Now all he has to do is clean up the remaining player in Ulven as he starts to flank into Bunk, and it is just all on Ulven right now. And it's looking more dire by the second as he just continues to get pushed on. But Pragmite power may be the thing that they all need to get into this. And he sees one, but doesn't manage to see him instead. And no way will get him with the Scorpion of Ella and putting another round, or pardon me, their first round on the board.
Yeah, that's going to, as we talked about, a crucial round for Rutgers there. They're going to stop that win streak from hitting 8 rounds in a row between 2 maps. They're going to pick up their first one, and Rutgers could start getting some momentum back. We're going to go back to Initiation Office, which on the first round worked out almost perfectly for them. They came just a little bit short. One thing I would like to point out here while we're in between rounds is the crosshair placement on some of these players. If you saw Grasshopper with one of those quick kills on a doorway last round, all they had to do was just tap their D key and then left click. If your crosshairs already head level, it's an easy kill. And if you notice a lot of these players, there's a lot of subtleties that separate them from, your average Siege player that put these players, above, such as crosshair placement, rotation knowledge, play knowledge. These players are good, and we're seeing a lot of great Siege here on this wonderful cold Friday night, if you're living up here in the north like some of us.
I mean, I'm not even in the north and I'm still cold. I live in Virginia and it's still like 50 degrees out here. It's cold.
We're in the 30s up here in New York. It's a great time.
I know Massachusetts got some snow, which is mind-boggling to me, but it is
Cold all around the place, and especially with Hurricane Zeta coming in, it is even more so just rampant weather madness. So all you people in the path of that storm, stay safe, stay healthy, as basically 2020 has been a wash overall.
Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting, but, these players have been putting, I respect these players, with a lot of college being mixed online, some entirely online, some not even being at college right now. These players are not only putting in time for their classes, but putting in times for jobs, putting in times for extra schoolwork, for looking at internships, and on top of this, they're playing Siege and staying on top of their game. These players all look sharp. I would not say there's a player here that looks like they could use an extra round of warm-up. They're all playing great. And if we look at the kills, I mean, we have some high kills. I mean, we have, for instance, Arctic has 5 kills, Alexis has 7 kills, and then on the other side, we have Grasshopper at 6-1-3. I mean, these players are fracking out. We have another Parmesan hold here, holding this out as long as they can. That shield is going to go down, and Parmesan's in a very sticky situation. Is going to fall back and might back up all the ways. Grasshopper's going to get the first kill onto Heckle. Grasshopper is going to be in a pretty bad spot, though, but Parmesan's going to help them out with getting a kill on Arctic. All of a sudden, Rutgers is swinging back hard, but Grasshopper is going to be taken down, but not out. No Way might have a way to pick them up, but Alexis is going to peek in and try to get a frag and try to finish off that kill. Grasshopper might be safe to get picked up and is going to get picked up, putting Rutgers back at the 5v3 scenario with 1:45 left in the round.
Yeah, Colorado Boulder cannot let Grasshopper keep getting away with this, as No Way is the next person to drop from the map. It is looking like it's a Rutgers round here, but it's Alexis K is still alive, and that means that Colorado Boulder's chances are very much alive in this round. But Grasshopper is also alive for Rutgers, who has been very much the standout player so far, as Milk gets one on a Kazakhstan, and he will drop, and that is now a 3v3 situation. So, and the plant starts to go down for Colorado Boulder in initiation, and now Rutgers has to rotate over here to get over here. And Milk is watching it with eagle eyes, making sure that no one gets by him. And oh, very awkward timing on that reload. Will still manage to get one somehow through it all. Double kill for him, but now he is very, very lit up. Excuse me. And now we have a lot of spray coming out from Grasshoppers. Milk gets another, but it's all Grasshopper. Grasshopper gets another one onto Olvin, but almost gets the pre-fire no-scope onto Milk. But it will be Milk having slightly stronger bones and metal to get that last kill to give them the round.
Yeah, what really got Colorado that round is the fact that Rutgers really left that initiation side of sight just kind of open. If we saw on our wonderful observer cam towards that plant, it was a 3v3, and the 3 Rutgers operators were on the office side, and the 3 Colorado attackers were planning on the initiation side, and there's really not much you can do immediately to contest that. And that is what we saw that's really the detriment of this site. If you lose control of half of it and the enemy takes control, it's very hard to retake. And we saw that in round 1, where Colorado had Arctic on the Cali really snipe out Kazakhstan on that play. And we saw it again here, but instead of Arctic, we saw just 3 Colorado operators really lock down that one doorway. And we're going to go to round 6. Rutgers is going to be looking to bring this to a 2-4 half, and they're going to have to if they want to try to get a decent chance at getting overtime.
Yeah, like at this point, it's looking like it's going to be a wash for Rutgers here, but they got to swap up something here to get something rolling. It is time and time again, Milk and Alexis K just putting down the law onto this Rutgers team. Alexis K currently sitting at 8-0-2 and Milk at 6-1-3. It is basically just Grasshopper in this match right now for Rutgers. He is sitting at 8-1-4. The next ties for his team being 3-0-5. It's kind of insane to say, but sans Grasshopper, Alexis has, on their own, more kills than the rest of Rutgers combined. It is the lowest person on Colorado Boulder has 1 kill, which is Heckle, which granted Heckle has been still not dying too much. Like everyone on the side of Colorado Boulder still has 3 kills, so it's not like they're just going in and dying immediately. So staying alive is definitely the name of the game, and it's really showing up later in these rounds, and they just have sheer numbers advantage to close out these rounds.
Yeah, and the one thing about Team Rainbow Six Siege, and really any team game in general, whether it's Valorant, any FPS, or whether it's something like League, Smite, any MOBA, or just any team game in general, someone has to enable those top fraggers. And Heckle here is going to pick up a kill on a Grasshopper. We're going to get some early firepower, but both teams really have a lot of supporting players that are just enabling those top fraggers to just going and absolutely frag out. Those drones are helping out so much. Getting back to action here, Parmesan is going to be knocked down to about 60, 65, potentially 70 health here. Is going to be in storage on first floor by Drug Lab. It's going to have a nice angle and potentially could come behind Colorado Boulder later in the round. If they don't get droned out here, this could be a crucial thing that wins Rutgers this 4v3 scenario. Grasshopper is down the lead fragger and roamer for Rutgers, but don't count them out yet. They have enough time to make some sort of play here and change it up. Parmesan is going to get spotted out, though, in Drug.
And it's really unfortunate for him because he had a nice angle there and could definitely have gotten a kill or 2 over there. But it will, alas, force him to move out of there. And now we're getting to the point where Colorado Boulder actually has to start making a decision on where they want to go into this. And with how Rutgers has been faring so far, they really want to hold this site as long as possible. So the fact that Colorado Boulder hasn't even gotten close to site so far is great news for Rutgers, as now they have to actually force their way through this. Parmesan might actually get into sight, and he might actually get a kill here, as I think that's the Ash of Heckle looking like he wants to aggress pretty hard. We'll actually go down to Parmesan, putting it into a 4v4 situation. Might actually get another one. He does! Double kill for Parmesan. It's looking like Rutgers could come back into this round. And now there's another one coming from Drug. Can he get the triple kill? Ballistic Shield goes down. I'm not quite sure what the plan was there, but he almost gets the headshot onto him. It's getting very, very dicey. Parmesan putting on a stellar showing here. But it's looking... Oh, he gets another one! Triple solo holding this entire side of the map. This is insane. And now he's starting to move his way towards Yellow Stairs to maybe even get a quadra kill for him, or maybe even an ace here, as there's the last two people for Colorado Boulder are over here, and he does get the quad kill. Can he get the ace? And it will not be so. He does. He gets the ace and gives his team the round for their possible comeback, and that was all Parmesan there.
Yeah, I mean, that was some nice, just falling back to the drug lab storage bathroom area. That was crucial because they spent so much time trying to clear Parmesan out, and withholding some angles there, Parmesan really just locked down, not even on site, just some area off site, and got Rutgers that round win. And they're gonna end that half 2-4 deficit. Not the end of the world. They're going on attack. We're gonna go down to Armory Throne Room with Colorado Boulder defending. They're going to take a Bandit, a Doc, and a Legion, which we have yet to see on this map. Hibana is going to come out for the first time this series tonight, and Ace is going to come out for the first time on this map. Doc is going to be swapped out for Kaid, which is going to be also not the first time we see him on this map. But however, these lineups are definitely different for each team. I'm excited to see how they react to each other and these different play styles between the two teams.
Yeah, and I'm still riding the high that was that round for Parmesan last round. What an absolute mad lad, just solo holding that side of the map by himself. Which, honestly, some of it did have to do with Colorado Boulder playing that situation a little poorly. Just kind of sending in one-by-one lambs to the slaughter. But it's definitely on Parmesan to actually hit those shots, and he did, by God. And now it's the round swap coming in here, and now it's up to Colorado Boulder to show what they can do on defense now this time around.
Yeah, I'd like to re-highlight a point you set out there. In a lot of high-level siege, you rely on your teammates to drone. And really, if Colorado had just sent two people at once against Parmesan there, it's very doubtful that Parmesan would have been able to get 2 kills simultaneously from 2 different angles. But the 5 subsequent 1v1s, it's a lot easier to manage. And that's definitely what Rutgers played into there. The fact that they could catch Colorado out in one-on-one engagements repeatedly. And that might actually be the key here. They might have figured out the key that would win them this matchup. Colorado might be a little bit more careful and stick together just a little bit more and try to play with each other. Abel here is going to start with the Cali, opening up some hatches onto second floor. Parmesan is going to drop down and start clearing as much ground as possible. There is a Colorado defender on second floor that they're going to have to get through before they go too far.
Yeah, and it's really a matter of actually denying this push into the side of the map where the site is this site is definitely one of the more kind of gambly sites you can have, as with the addition of Dragon kind of going right into the site, you can actually have so many different angles to actually get in. You can have construction wall, you can have Blaire's wall, you can have Yellow Stairs wall. There's so many different ways you get into the site, and granted, all of them are covered right now with the taking of Bandit and Kaid, but it is going to be looking like the Kali is actually going to do it from the other upstairs, actually, to get to the, I believe that's the Bandited wall off the wall, and that will be one low voltage javelin down, but it is the wall with Bandit, and actually there will be an opening going down as Hibana does get one off. No nitro to get the frag that they wanted, maybe, but it is still a net gain of 0. And now it is Hibana actually shooting at some pellets, taking about half of them by Alexis. But one thing to note that Alexis is on the flank here, And there is still Grasshopper up here. Grasshopper could shut down Alexis K, which has been Colorado Boulder's star player for this match. Stars may collide here, and it will be as Grasshopper gets the kill into Alexis K, taking them down and out of the round. Great start for Rutgers University on the side of the half.
Yeah, that's going to be a crucial pick because that's the flanker. And coming down here at the last 30 seconds, Colorado is going to have to contest against a last-second push from Rutgers. With 30 seconds left on the clock, Parmesan's going to start putting in some air jabs, trying to displace any defenders. Arctic is going to run away, potentially exposing themselves, but it's not going to get picked off yet. Milk, however, is going to go down to Abnel as Grasshopper is going to pick up Heckle. It's down to a 5v2, make that a 3v2 as Arctic gets a double kill, but Rutgers is going to push into the 3v1 situation. Noe picks up Arctic on the refag. It's just up to Noe. And, Grasshopper picks up Olven. Noe was on Rutgers, and that was a pretty solid 30-second take from Rutgers, taking out that Jaeger on second floor. Definitely alleviated all pressure they had and just let them flood site, picking up their third round win, bringing it to a 3-4 match.
Well, part of what it was Alexis, I think, that was on site on Throne. It was either Alexis or Heckle. I'm not quite sure who, but
it was Heckle. Alexis was the Jaeger upstairs. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if Alexis had come back to site yet, but by God, it was just all that pressure came in at once, and Heckle just diffused it with a snap of his fingers. Like, they lined up so perfectly, and thankfully that he got killed at the end there. Otherwise, that would have just been a landslide of unfortunate circumstances for Rutgers there.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting game so far. Rutgers, after losing 7 rounds in a row between 2 maps, has brought it back. In the past 4 rounds, they've won 3, lost 1, and they have won their first attack. And we're going to go back to Armory Throne Room here, and this could be another round win from Rutgers. They took their time. Their collapse onto site was very well planned. The 30-second meta is really what a lot of teams try to go for here, but it seems like that worked out for them, especially taking down Alexis on that second floor, alleviating their pressure. Alexis with the 2.0 kill death at 8:04 is a very good force that they have to go up against. So taking them out as early as possible is going to be super beneficial to Rutgers as we get into round 2 of the half.
Well, what I have noticed, this is the 3rd Throne site in a row. Although we did have one on the other side of the half, so it wasn't just like everything's good, like they're just losing their minds. But what I do want to see here is a little bit more pressure from Alexis K upstairs. They did get caught out last time around, but Alexis getting a little bit of a flag there as X-ray shows that they are very, very close to actually taking it Alexis again, and it could get a little dangerous for them upstairs. But one thing I do actually want to see is more aggressive roaming upstairs, as that was really the strong point of their team. Their team is a very frag heavy, gunner heavy map, and then right as I say that, Alexis gets one, but quickly shredded out again by Grasshopper. That rivalry between Alexis and Grasshopper in this match, just gunning each other down all over the place, has been absolutely a pleasure to watch. And it's now a 4v4, and it's even Steven still, even after that, a very aggressive start to that round.
Yeah, with 1:45 left in the round, it's a little bit of frags going off here, but Milk just misses some damage. It's going to shoot the SMG-11 off, and is going to get a lot of damage on the Grasshopper. Grasshopper put down about 30, 40 HP. He's going to have to contend with some damage below. The Nitro's going to go out, but Milk is going to get, with a little bit of delay, Grasshopper going to go down. That is the top fragger for Rutgers out in a 3v4 situation. Rutgers is going to have to make a little bit of ground here. They have that vertical pressure, but the round's not going as good as it was last time they attacked the site. Parmesan is going to have to deal with shots from below as Milk, getting that double kill, really rocking that vertical gameplay from site to that second floor.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same deal that was on the first map. Milk with the vertical play really holding it down, but now it's an awkward 2v4 situation for Rutgers now, and it's, while they do have the wall open, it's not, I don't think, big enough to actually jump through, I don't think. It may be barely big enough to jump through, but nonetheless, it is a sightline in, and Kazakhstan is playing with fire here, as he almost does see one, but nothing so far. Ooh, he might have seen a foot, never mind. As Milk again through the floor, triple kill for him, is going to take down Abnel. And Now it's all to Kazakhstan on the ace with the AK-12, and they do have a vague idea of where he is. Oh, man, I'm not quite sure how that wasn't seen, but we'll actually see the pants of, I believe, Arctic's Bandit, and we'll have to kind of hang out behind that pillar, as now he is in a very dangerous situation where his bullets flying by his head. But 15 seconds left. Now he's got to think a move. Almost gets one, as Arctic is taken very, very low, but now there's multiple peekers coming out. Pistol's out. He is trying something. Gets one, but there's not enough time to actually finish this out, and he's just going to have to kind of hang outside and say hi, as that is round 8 going to Colorado Boulder.
Yeah, it's kind of you can call the round lost a little bit early, unless Kazakhstan got 4 kills. The diffuser was about 20 meters, up the stairs towards second floor, going upstairs in 18 seconds, coming back and planning with that amount of time. A little bit rough there. Not really possible in the game. Rutgers fell a little bit short. They came up against a little more pressure than before, but it is only a 3-5. Rutgers is going to have to win the next couple rounds with only 4 rounds left in the half. If Colorado wins this, they're in the danger zone, and they're 1 round away after that from winning the map and winning the series and kicking Rutgers out of the bracket. Rutgers has to win this round to keep competing and to come back and really just claw their way to that overtime, or potentially sweep the rest of this half and win a 7-5 map.
And I'm very excited to see how it gets played is the Mozzie. We have seen Mozzie for the first time this match, and it is in the hands of Milk, who has been having an absolute banger of a map so far. He has been having absolute mad lad skills through the floor on 9-1-6 now. He is almost he actually might be higher on the leaderboard right now than Alexis K, who has been very much the star performer of this Colorado Boulder. Yeah, and right there it's Milk's up top, but Grasshopper is trying his damnness to keep Rutgers in this. He is 12-1-6 right now. He is wanting his team to get onto this, and he is going to drag them kicking and screaming if so needed. But right now, he needs someone else on his team to step up and actually help him out with this, as the closest one is Parmesan, but it's just not enough quite yet. And it's really
give Parmesan credit, though, for that
for sure.
ace clutch, though, getting that momentum back to Rutgers. I mean, if you look at the round history, that 1 win on round 4 carried them to 2 more round wins after a subsequent round loss. So they've got their momentum back. They're no longer losing by a large loss streak. They're fighting now tooth and nail to really stay in this and force map 3. And, force map 3, all the better. More siege for us. We're going to get into round 9 of map 2. 2:30 left in the round. Alexis is going to take some shots out to that balcony. Not going to find anyone. Rutgers is just chilling outside, taking their time, droning in, and Alexis is going to go down to Abnul. Is going to get the Cowley shot from the hatch. That is a nasty angle, and that's going to put down one of the top fraggers for Colorado right away.
Yeah, and so unfortunate to lose someone that early on, especially on something as innocent as running underneath a hatch. I don't think he quite knew that it was open yet, or at the very least was fleeing away from it, but a Grasshopper spamming the Maestro cam a little bit in hopes that he can get it on the opening, but nothing so far, and they crashing in front of the Maestro cam because they both know that cam is gone, and that will be still just not much gained in terms of map pressure so far. Alexis K has been taken down, which is the plus side of this whole situation, but it is Bunk and Daycare. I completely blanked on that site for a hot minute, but I did get it in the end, and it does look like it's going to be an initiation wall breach here, as actually Milk gets a double kill onto No Way in Kazakhstan. He is determined. Oh, he may get a triple kill here. Oh, dear. Oh, man. No actually gets fragged back in response. Parmesan shutting the Mad Lad down. Parmesan may be another milk-based product, but he is lactose intolerant, and he is done with milk for this round and hopefully for the rest of the game. But
yeah, I mean, we're gonna milk these players' names for pawns as much as we can, but that bandit charge is gonna prevent those X cars from going down. The smoke cancer is gonna go out. I mean, Grasshopper just below 50 HP. Abnul is gonna pull out. Cowley's gadget is gonna try to breach that wall, but with 40 seconds left in the round, Rutgers has to make some gain in a 3-3 scenario. Grasshopper's gonna peek and could get a kill here if Arctic peeks out, but Arctic is going to sit in that corner. It's going to be an interesting round. Flash is going to go out, and Grasshopper is going to peek down the hallway. 24 seconds left in the round. Heckle is just waiting for someone to come around the corner. Sees the flash go out and is going to peek, but it's going to be taken down. Grasshopper putting it in a 3v2 scenario with 14 left in the round, but it's going to be taken down into 2v2. Arctic picks up Abnel with Grasshopper and Parmesan left. Parmesan playing with 3 seconds left on the timer. Olven is down, is just up to Arctic in a 1v2, make that a 0v2. Rutgers is going to take the next round, and they're making this series come a little bit closer to going to overtime.
As I said, kicking and screaming. That is the goal of Grasshopper at this point in time. That, I believe, puts him at 15 kills on the match. He really... 14. I stand corrected. But either way, he is determined to get his team across the finish line for map 3 here. And it is so close. It is really anyone's game at this point with how close these rounds have been going. And for this time around, we will see a return to pretty much the same what we saw earlier. It is a smoke mute combo with the Bandit on Arctic, which he did have actually a pretty amazing round on Throne Room, but he has been a force to be reckoned with those Bandit charges, basically holding the line on those walls, but he's really close to getting these wall holds down. It's just someone from the side always comes up and flanks him, and it's really unfortunate to see, but getting into it, we will see a return to Bunk Daycare, and hopefully things go better for them than they did last round.
Yeah, we did see Milk there switch from the 6-pick with Mute onto the Mozzie, and that's actually a pretty smart play because Rutgers, assuming they don't expect that coming, they're going to expect to see a Mute come out, and they're not going to know that those Mozzie pests are there, and Mozzie might actually be able to pick up 1 or 2 drones for the team, and that turn of information could be just enough to give Colorado the little bit of an edge they need over the fact that they're defending, and defending usually has a slight edge just because you don't have to worry that much about time. But Milk is going to be looking to get some more intel for the team, and this is coming down to the wire. Colorado is going to be fighting to bring this to at least overtime, and Rutgers is going to be looking to tie up the series 5-5 and potentially secure an overtime or potentially a victory. It's all dependent on this round. We're getting right into the action with 2:45 left in action phase.
And definitely looking at Parmesan and Grasshopper to see what they can get going here, as Grasshopper has essentially been doubling as an entry fragger with the Habana. Is absolutely going full send into these rounds, and really nice to see as the aggression is what they really need to get back into this, as their kind of shortcoming for Cafe was the fact that they just could not get any kind of aggression or kills going for their side. And then now it's that Grasshopper and Parmesan have been stepping up. They now have that extra oompah behind their play to actually get these rounds on the board.
We are going to see a little bit of a switch up in how Colorado's playing. Alexis, instead of going and searching for kills, is going to let kills come to them. Going to fall back, put a little bit of pressure, take a minute off the clock for Rutgers, but is not going to push too hard and die early. They're going to need that frag and power when the round comes down to the wire. Grasshopper's going to take some shots, going to be put at about 70 HP, but with 145 left in the round, there's still some time. Milk is going to get flashed, does have the Nitro on stairs, could throw it into offense, but no one is there. We're going down to a lot of pretty much a crossroads here. It's going to go out, and it is going to find Grasshopper. That is the top fragger down from Milk. Milk getting that opening pick is going to be absolutely crucial. Still has control of that stairwell, and No Way is going to have to find some way to take them out. If they find no way to do it, then they're going to be in a little bit of trouble here, but that flank from Bathroom might come in handy as Parmesan takes down Alexis, and No Way actually might have them caught out here. That reinforcement is going to help a lot. No Way being down low is going to get a headshot onto Milk and put them in a 4v3 advantage with 1 minute left in the round. Make that a 3v2 as Arctic picks up Parmesan, but Abnel is going to respawn by taking out Arctic. It's a very close round. No Way is on minimal HP. Anything will take them down. As I was about to say, the smoke canister would do that. They're going to have to go pick them up. I don't think they know that they're down. They have to waste some time, though, with the diffuser.
And definitely I do think that picking them up will be the good option in the long run, as that is the Ash. That is No Way, who has been kind of going ham this round, and especially just want to keep the Ash alive in general, as the R4C is kind of a busted weapon in general. But the downside is they have 25 seconds to get through a wall onto site and through the rest of this Rutgers University roster. As, Olven might see one. He does. That's the diffuser down as Kazakhstan gets dropped and another smoke goes down. Now it's no way getting taken down as he gets mowed down by the Alda 556 and another drops to the lawnmower and the landscaper of Maestro. And that will be another round on the board for Colorado Boulder.
Yeah, now Colorado's in danger zone. It is a 6-4 game in favor of Colorado. If Colorado wins one of these next 2 rounds, they secure a 2-0 map victory and advance to the next round and playoffs in the lower bracket. Rutgers will be then removed, eliminated from the playoffs, but they still have a chance here. They are only down 4-6. They can win 2 rounds in a row. We're going down to Armory Throne Room. They have won once and lost once on this site for both teams. So this is a toss-up. It could be a coin flip. And we're going to see probably it's literally for all the marbles. It is match point according to the scoreboard. So it's all or nothing. We're going to see the best gameplay coming from both these teams here. And I am very excited to see what these teams are going to bring out for potentially the last round of our series tonight.
Yeah, and it's, Capital maybe.
Ooh.
I would love to see a Capital, and it is getting locked in by Parmesan, and I'm really very excited to see how he flexes this, as Capital can be such a game changer with those fire bolts and the smoke bolts, as it is the one thing that cannot be stopped by Wamai. It is, actually, no, I do think Wamai can catch him.
Yes, Wamai does capture, but Jaeger does not. So this is going to be a crucial pick, and we have not seen Capital at all this series. And actually, throughout the season, I've kind of seen his pick rate be a little low, at least in the games I've casted. So this is going to be a nice little pocket pick for Parmesan. And if this works out for Rutgers, they could potentially have a 1-round chance to get into overtime. And that's going to be pretty crucial. They need every round they can get, quite literally, because they can't afford to give one up. 5 seconds until the potential last 3 minutes of the game. And this is for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen, at home. Parmesan running the Capital is going to start off over by Teacups. He's going to take out the default cam, and we're going to get right into the action.
Yeah, and it's action indeed, as it's getting down to the wire here for Rutgers. This is do or die for them. They have 1 round, 1 opportunity to actually get this going back in their favor, as they are so close to actually getting into overtime. They just need 2 more rounds to get it into a possible 3rd map situation for them. And that 3rd map, it's all they need to actually get in. If they can get to that 3rd map, I think that they can actually pull it off, but it's not going to be a great start for them, as No Way takes down Alexis K, and it's going to be a great start in the fact that they took down Alexis K that early on. Now they just need to get Milk off the board, and they're in a nice situation to actually finish out the round in their favor, as the 3rd map is going to be Clubhouse, and Clubhouse, it's anyone's game as far as that goes.
Yeah, it is important to know that Milk has overthrown Alexis in terms of kills. It's now sent at a 12-8 kill death, and that is pretty high, as Milk has fragged out the past couple rounds. Milk is going to be the crucial component here, along with Arctic, to holding down this site. It is good to note that Olven and Heckle played their own in the last round and clutched out that round, putting them in the danger zone. Milk is holding from below up to 2nd floor, is going to see someone, but is not going to do enough damage to get a kill. Has a C4, not going to throw it yet. Has a sight line potentially onto Grasshopper, but it looks like that exothermic could go down here. It is going to go off, and Milk, is going to take some damage. That wall is not going to open quite yet.
Ooh, and Milk again with these nitros. How does he keep getting away with this? Grasshopper's the man to drop this time to the nitro cell, and that's just Milk flexing it again. He has the arm of a master, as he keeps getting these nitro kills round after round. And I'm honestly amazed how he keeps lining them up like this. And it does look like the mute charge is going to try to get it, but he does get it at the very last possible second. And that'll be a muted wall now, as Thermite now is a little bit out of options here. But the Cali is pushing in to a pot. Ooh, he sees the feed. Maybe not. Oh, he definitely didn't. That's just me seeing extra and getting bamboozled. But on the other side, it is Ulven getting the kill on a No Way, putting into a 4v3 for his squad. And ooh, man, Legion peeks into the Cali, and we'll actually take her down in the end, as that is a very slow gun to reload. It is 1 shot per hour. And now it is Ulven getting revenge now, all up to Kazakhstan now for basically their tournament lives here, as it is getting a little hectic as one is down, but there is a very low chance of him actually getting anything else done, as Maestro is sitting there, or Arctic, my bad. It looked like Maestro on the x-ray, but it will be Arctic putting the ice onto Kazakhstan for the final round of that match and series. And now it'll be Colorado Boulder going to the next round of the losers bracket to face off against Florida International University.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. For a quick recap, we had Rutgers University versus Colorado University of Boulder. Colorado won Map 1 Cafe, their pick 7-3, and then also won Map 2 7-4, which was Rutgers' pick. Now, I will say, for being the 8th seed, Rutgers against Colorado 4th seed, I think Rutgers did a very good job at keeping up with someone seated 4 spots higher than them. And I thought both teams played very well and gave us a great game tonight. And I'm glad I got to cast that. That was a fun game to cast. It was definitely a lot of back and forth. I mean, looking at the scorecard, we had two were like an entire map's worth of just back and forth between each team. It's the first half of Cafe was back and forth, and second half of this map was back and forth. But it was definitely an insanely fun game to watch.
Definitely don't leave us yet, as we will be getting a interview most likely here with one of the victorious players of Colorado Boulder. And right now we're just trying to figure out who that will be. But really, I gotta give props to the Colorado Boulder team here, as they showed a very, very strong presence all over the map, over both maps here, with just Milk going out of his mind in some of these rounds to make sure that his team kept in it. And I feel bad for Grasshopper, because he was putting in just as much or more of an effort to counteract that Milk just absolute reign of terror for Rutgers. And now it is just a matter of seeing how far they go now. It is just a matter. Now we actually know who it is actually going to be going to the interview. It's going to be Ulven coming in for the interview, and he should be joining us momentarily. And there is the man himself, Ulven, coming in here to tell us all about how much fun he had in that game, and also how much he loves his teammate Milk right now for that second match performance.
Yeah, there's he came out big on that one. I mean, he came out big in calls too, so that's even better.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely definitely not a blowout game. It was close. There was a lot of back and forth at some points there. You did have between the second half of Cafe and the first half of Theme Park, you guys won 7 rounds in a row. With that little 5-minute break in the middle with the map switch, do you guys think that that win streak definitely helped carry your momentum through that second map and kept your morale up?
I definitely think so. I mean, even the streak that we had at the end of Cafe, I mean, that just, I mean, 5 minutes, whatever, our momentum is still there. So.
And one question actually I have for you, though, is going into this matchup, when you saw that your first opponent was going to be Rutgers, did you have any kind of initial thoughts as far as what the match was going to be like, what you needed to prep as far as map bans, map picks, operators, strats? Was there anything like that went into this, or was it just another okay, that's another game on the block, let's go into it, do our best?
Our biggest concern was fixing our mistakes from last week. That was the biggest thorn on our side. Aside from that, I mean, obviously we did a little bit of research, as much as we could, but first things first was our focus on fixing our mistakes from last week, and I think we achieved that today. So
For sure. I mean, just looking at both teams combined, whether it's your team or Rutgers, I could not pick out a player that didn't have at least one shining moment throughout that game. And overall, your team, it seems like you guys played pretty well together. Were comms clean tonight? Were you guys on your game? Just, it seemed like both teams were communicating pretty well.
Oh yeah, we were shining well tonight, as my teammate Milk would say. We were in the bag, so
nice. In the milk jug.
Yes. And speaking of in the bag, a little moment where almost the bag kind of got away from you was that one round on Theme Park in, I believe, round 6, where Parmesan really kind of dismantled y'all with the ace, but pretty much single-handedly. Was there a kind of a little bit of a tilt factor maybe sneaking in there once that had happened, or was it kind of just one round, not too worried about it, carry on?
To be honest, we didn't really pay attention to it. I mean, it was just one round. No big deal to us. So
Yeah, and well, obviously, congrats on the win tonight. You guys are advancing to the next round. What do you guys think you're gonna do from, what's your like game plan? Whether it's wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m. to watch film or just have some practices, play some maps. What's your, don't give us all the details, but what's your general strategy going here through playoffs, potentially into all the way into finals and being the championships of Invite League?
well, I think now that we're back on our flow, I think the biggest thing is just gonna to keep ourselves warm, and obviously when we have the time, we'll do some VOD review and think about some strat changes that we might need to do depending on who we play. So it all depends.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good from both teams, especially from you guys coming out on top there. Bonsai, have anything else to add? Anything at all?
No, I think that's all, other than just saying good luck next week against Florida International. They're definitely one of the harder teams that I've seen going into it. So definitely, guys, wish you guys luck, and especially if Milk can just keep pulling out the performance he had tonight, I feel like you guys will have smooth sailing at least towards the grand finals here. So good luck to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna be hungry for revenge, though.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, one thing I always say at playoff games, I always like watching these because these are like the best players in the league currently, and even on the losing team, you have I see a lot of potential and a lot of like high fragging power from a lot of players, and even a lot of support from players who aren't getting double digit frags on maps, and I'm always looking forward to next season where teams come back even better than before, and the league just keeps getting better. So congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Bonsai, you want to do a little bit of sponsor stuff before we head out here?
For sure. We got 3 sponsors, as you all may be aware of. We got CORSAIR Gaming coming in with our prize pool help out, as well as some giveaways throughout the year itself. And they got some pretty good stuff. I personally have a lot of stuff of theirs inside my computer and on my head currently, so definitely give them a check out. We got Rogue Energy coming in with all your energy needs. Make sure, I know midterms are going around right now, and especially all those late night crams can be a little bit stressful. But make sure you go use code CEA at checkout for 10% off your entire order. And last but not least, we got What's New.gg, our apparel sponsor, and soon, in the coming months, or probably the very soon coming months, gonna have that hoodie jersey for CEA coming out, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. And thank you from our broadcast crew to you guys for tuning in for the cast. Congrats to Ulvin on that amazing match we just got to witness, and we will see you all in the next cast.